Hey guys, so it's Amanda with the Garcia Blended Family. I'm going to show you how I make baby food very easily, just one recipe for my baby. I do buy things like yogurt. I want to learn how to make yogurt with my Instant Pot, but so many people spend so much money. We were spending $80, $90 a week in baby food because he could eat so much of it. He does have a semi-texture issue where he just doesn't like a lot of texture. He'll eat chunky banana and avocado. So those things are really simple. Cottage cheese, you can mash blueberries, you can mash raspberries, but getting vegetables in, that's a little more tricky. So I give him his nuts because now it's shown that if they have levels of different types of nuts, strawberries, peanuts, anything like that before a year, they're less likely to have an allergen. So he hasn't had an allergen to anything. I didn't feel comfortable with his texture issues giving him peanut butter even dissolved in something. I know they have PB2. That's the last thing he needs right now as far as exposure. So I I'll show you what I give him. It's just a great, my mom actually recommended it. It's Elmhurst. It is simply 2 ingredients. So this is milked almonds. So it's filtered almond or filtered water and almonds. That's all that's in it. They make a cashew, almond, walnut. There's even an oat one. I think that's it. So he'll get like 5 ounces of that, and I use that for protein. Sometimes I still have to buy him like those protein pouches for meat. I do give him protein through cottage cheese and yogurt. He just doesn't, and he'll eat beans, mushed up beans, like refried beans, but he just is not a big meat kind of kid. So, like I said, I can take his food and mix fruits and just smash them up and he'll eat them. But vegetables, you have to cook them for him to eat them. So this is what I do. It's super simple, and I'll show you what I do. So all I'm doing is I'm taking, I have a pot and I have about 1/4 of a cup of water, just a little bit. And listen, I don't make this beautiful because it's all gonna get blended, because that's the only way he'll eat it is if I blend it. They have little things that you can put in the bottom. They adjust to your pan size. My mother-in-law uses that and does more like a steam. I use the water when I mash up his food, so I know I'm getting all of the different nutrients and stuff. Even if it cooks out a little bit, I know I'm gonna still get those. So put this on fast forward, and I'm just going to show you how I prep this. Okay, so I have in here, like I said, about 1/4 a cup of water. I'm just gonna put the top on, nice and sealed, and go put it on the stove, and I'll be right back. So also too, I'll make up a little bag like this when I make his food, and I'll make either veggie stock or when we get our cow, I'll make beef stock. So I'll just put all these trimmings just like this, so that I'm not wasting a ton. I'll zip this up and I'll put this in the freezer. If I get celery, anything like that, I'll add that to that. And when I go to make stock, now I already have a good amount of different vegetables. And the more you have, the more flavor you just get out of it. So I'll save this, and I'll use this for when I get soup bones. Now as you can see, we're just gonna put it on here, and we're just going to steam it down. It's been on for about 5 minutes. It's almost done, but it's just got that little bit of water which will blend into the food, but that's all I do. That's how I cook it. Okay, so once your vegetables are done, okay, you just want to make sure that they are fork tender. You can stick a fork in them and they're not necessarily too hard. but you don't want them to be mush either. So, I mean, if you look at that, they're still formed, they're just not mushy. Now, the best thing to do would be to let this cool, but you don't always like to wait around. So that took about 10 minutes for those to cook on high. So all I will do now is I have my Ninja and I have the individual serving cup. I like this because this gets it smaller than even the bigger unit for me. You can do it in the bigger unit and then put it in this, or you can just go straight to the little handheld one. I know you have to do it in a couple rounds, but that doesn't bother me. Now, some people say, well, what happens as your baby wants to eat different, you know, textures? Like they want to get more textures, or they want it to be thicker. Well, I add different things. So I use this as a base. So if we're eating dinner that has rice in it, I will put some rice off to the side and I'll add a tablespoon or two of rice into the baby's food. If we're having like a little pasta or something like that, I will cut that super fine that he can't choke on it, and I'll add that a little bit to that. So, now you can go finer with this, or you can go, ooh, spit at me. Or you can go thicker. But look at that. So that is baby food ready to go. Let me show you how much this makes, and we'll speed this up and we'll get to the next section. Let's look at this. So you'll see it's different colors, and that's just because some had more squash. We cooked it all together. The carrots, your orange vegetables, will make things thicker. So if your baby's getting to the point where they can have thicker vegetables, just know your squashes and stuff have a lot more water. So this is a stage 2 type of mixture. Now you could add some water or some more watered base vegetables to this. You can add spinach, anything you want to add to kind of bump this up. This is 2 squash, 2 zucchini, and then 4 or 5 carrots, not even the big carrots, and it just makes, you know, a large amount. So all I'll do is I'll add rice to this if I want it to be stage 3, or like the mini little alphabet noodles or pasta or something to it, or he'll just eat it plain. But this gets him many servings of vegetables in a small container. And all I'll do is I have these little containers, and I will just fill these containers up and I will put them in my fridge. Now if you get the BPA or whichever they are, the ones that will not, he's 23 pounds, so he'll eat a whole container of these. But if you get those, or you put them in, like I even have used the breast milk bags because it's food and milk safe. I'll just make some of these up. Now, do you always have to use carrots? No. There's times, like if we're grilling or I'm baking something, I will throw a couple of I will throw a couple of sweet potatoes in the oven and cook those down. Those also are going to be a thickener type of vegetable, all your root vegetables, or baked potatoes if we're grilling. I'll cook something for him and just make sure that I put it off to the side. And then when I'm ready to do his meal prep, then I do his meal prep. And I can, if you want to add a fruit to it, you know, like they do the mixes, you can. He's starting to get to the age where he likes it separated. So we cooked this on the stove for about 10 minutes. So we also, 3-4 minutes of prep. even doing this video, it was about 25 minutes. So in 25 minutes, I have food for today, something for tomorrow, and 4 more days. So I made 5 days of food for 2 squash, 2 zucchinis, and 4 carrots. And you can do more than this at a time. Like I said, if you're gonna freeze it, you could easily get a bigger pan. You could double your vegetables, or you can also add sweet potatoes. I want him to taste the actual flavor of the different vegetables. So I will do 3, maybe 4 max. I tend to do squash and zucchini together, and then I usually rotate the orange vegetables. So I did it with carrots this time. I might do it with pumpkin. If you can't do pumpkin whole, buy a can of pumpkin. It's not the end of the world. You can get things like that organic even if you want as well. And then all you do is you cook your squash and zucchini, not even add carrots to it, and then add it to canned pumpkin, and that would be like your thickener. I've also done it with, let's see, sweet potatoes. It almost makes like a mashed potato type consistency. And then as they progress, you put a little bit of rice in there, you put a little pasta to kind of give them that grain, or you put ground beef, or whatever your child eats, you can tailor it. But he'll do something like this for lunch or dinner. He'll eat, his other bigger meal would be, say like avocado and applesauce. I just mash those with a fork, and my applesauce I make, another video. And then as far as like his breakfast, he likes to eat a banana, some other fruit like raspberries, blueberries. I rotate those, and then he'll either eat a small thing of cottage cheese, or he'll eat yogurt, yogurt being his favorite. So his breakfasts are bigger, and then in between meals he'll have like 5 ounces of some kind of nut milk, and then I breastfeed on demand. So in the morning he'll nurse 2 or 3 times, at night he'll nurse 2 or 3 times, but he's starting to wean to where he's nursing morning and night, and not so much during the day. So we're just kind of rolling with it. But it was $7 for those vegetables, and that's high side vegetables, and they were organic, and it took me 25 minutes, and that includes recording. So I know we did a lot of it in fast forward, but it's super simple, super safe for your baby. They get a lot of their nutrition. You know where it's coming from. Even if you grow your own, your baby, squash and zucchini, they multiply ridiculously fast. So if you can get some organic ones, if fits in your budget, they're really not that much more money. So you're able to do things for your baby like that and save yourself some money. A jar of baby food is anywhere from 90 cents to $2. Well, these containers are minimum of 2 jars. So if you start adding it up, that's $2 per jar. Now if it's organic, it's more like $1.20. So you're saving money. So we've just got 5 meals out of that. I know where it comes from. It doesn't have fillers. It's not been sitting on a shelf for years. So it's just really easy. It doesn't take a lot of time. It just takes a little bit of thought and a little bit of effort. But other than that, thank you for joining us. Have a great day. Bye.